Today we're working on a Toro Workman MDX. It's in here for service. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna service this front end today, get the fluids changed and check the rest of the machine over. So what we're gonna do here first is that we're gonna repack these bearings that are in here and check them, make sure there's nothing bad. So you got a cotter pin and a washer, and you're gonna have to pull these brake calipers off. It's only 2 bolts. That'll come right off, and this hub will slide right out after you get this nut off here. And we'll do that. Then we'll look at the brakes here. We'll clean them brakes up. As you can see, they're pretty dirty. So we'll end up cleaning them up, and we'll do the same thing for the other side. We got the caliper off it. Just gonna back this nut off. And then there's a little washer in here. Get that washer out, and then that whole hub should come right off, bearings and all. The reason that we do this, as you can see here, there is hardly any grease left in this bearing, and I repack these twice a year. So you can see in there, there's not a whole lot of grease left. So we caught it just in time here. Bearings are still good, no roughness. So we're gonna repack this one, flip it around, repack the other one, and reassemble. Very important. I know guys with 4-wheelers and stuff have a bearing and hub assembly like this, and they have bearings go. You're supposed to be repacking these bearings at least twice a year or more. Depends on how much use you're putting on the machine. So we're gonna go ahead and do that and reassemble. So we just cleaned out in between the 2 bearings here. You got a bearing and a race here and a bearing and a race back there, and in between there's a gap. So I packed that with grease too as well. There's the grease I took out of it, and it's supposed to look like this. So we're going to check the seal on the back side, see if it got to be replaced. Check that back bearing. We're going to pack this one here now with some grease and reinstall. So when you're repacking grease, you always want to pack it on this side here, and then you just want to push it through, and you're just going to work that around like this until you start to see grease start coming on the back side here, going through the bearing. You can see it there, that the grease is starting to pop through the back of it as you're pushing it. So you just want to do that all the way around. So we just installed the washer. We put that hub back on, install that washer, put the nut back on. You want to make sure you do not tighten these too tight, because you will wreck your bearings. If you're not sure, you can check probably the specs on whatever you're working on. But what I do is I just snug it up and then just give it a little turn like that. So we got lots of room for a pin, and you can see that that's still spinning pretty freely there. And if you got it too tight, you'll feel resistance when you're doing this, and you just got to back it off a little bit. But like I said, do not tighten them tight, because you will smoke your bearings. So we just finished packing the bearings, get everything installed. So we're gonna clean the brakes up on it. We're gonna do the front and the backs on this. So this is a caliper system on the front of these. Little Willwood brakes on it, pretty cool. But so all we gotta do is clean these brakes up. We already checked all this, make sure these were pushed in. And these 12 mil bolts, we just took them off the other side of this caliper. We're to clean up inside here. We cleaned them sliders off already and got them lubed up. So we're just gonna reinstall these like this and put this back together. And the brakes are done on this side.